There is something deeply embarrassing about being watched. You can be alone all day, moving through the world like a completely normal person, and then one human being looks in your direction, and suddenly your brain starts acting like it has forgotten how limbs work. You stand differently, you type differently, you eat differently. Even simple things start to feel weirdly difficult, as if being observed has somehow turned you into a badly trained version of yourself. That reaction is so common that it almost feels built into the human operating system. And once you notice it, the real question becomes impossible to ignore. Why does being watched change us so much? The strange part is that this does not only happen when someone is actively judging us. Sometimes it happens just because we know we are visible. A stranger in public, a camera pointed in our direction, someone standing quietly behind us. Even the possibility that another person might be paying attention can be enough to make us more self-conscious, more careful, and more awkward. The body reacts before the mind has fully explained why. That usually means something older than logic is happening underneath. And that is where the first clue appears. Humans are not just physical creatures, we are social creatures. A huge part of survival for our ancestors depended on staying in good standing with other people. Being rejected, excluded, mocked, or seen as incompetent was not just emotionally painful, it could affect access to food, protection, cooperation, and belonging. In a world where other humans mattered for survival, being watched was never just a neutral event. It carried consequences. So over time, the brain likely learned to treat observation as something important, something worth monitoring closely. That means the discomfort is not random, it is ancient. When another person watches us, part of the brain starts asking questions we do not consciously choose to ask. Am I doing this right? Do I look strange? Am I being judged? Do I belong here? That quick internal scan is one of the reasons humans can suddenly become clumsy, stiff, or over-aware the second they realize someone is paying attention. It's not that the body is failing, it's that the social threat system has quietly stepped forward and taken over the room. If you like these strange human behavior breakdowns, this is exactly the kind of thing this channel is built for. The weird things we all do usually make perfect sense once you stop pretending we evolved to be calm and rational all the time. There's also a more interesting layer here. Humans do not only react to being watched by other people, we often react as if we are being evaluated. Those two things are close, but not identical. Someone can be looking at you without actually caring about you, and yet your brain may still react as if a verdict is coming. That's because human beings are incredibly sensitive to social signals. A glance, a pause, a raised eyebrow, a quiet silence. These tiny cues can trigger a huge response. The body is not just seeing eyes, it's reading possibility.
That possibility changes behavior immediately. People stand straighter when watched. They act more careful. They become self-aware. They may even perform better in some situations, worse in others, and strangely awkward in nearly all of them if they think too hard about it. That is because observation pushes the brain out of automatic mode and into monitoring mode. Instead of simply doing the thing, you start thinking about the thing while doing the thing. And once that happens, the natural flow disappears. The moment you start observing yourself too much, the whole performance gets worse. Humans are wonderful like that. This is one reason being watched feels so uncomfortable. The brain is trying to protect you from social failure, but the protection itself can become the problem. It puts attention on your own behavior, which makes the behavior less smooth, which then makes you more aware that you are being watched, which makes you even more awkward. A perfect little spiral. Very efficient, very human, terrible timing. There's another twist, too. Humans are not only afraid of being seen badly, we also care about being seen at all. Recognition matters. Attention matters. Acceptance matters. That means being watched can feel like pressure, but it can also feel like opportunity. The same system that makes us nervous in front of an audience is the system that makes us care whether the audience approves. So the discomfort and the desire are connected. We want to be noticed, but not too much. We want approval, but not exposure. We want to belong, but we do not want to be inspected like a suspicious fruit at the market. That tension may be the whole story. Human beings evolved in groups, and groups are full of judgment, comparison, cooperation, status, and social memory. The brain learned to care deeply about how it appears in other people's eyes, because that used to matter for survival. Even now, long after the original threat has changed shape, the feeling remains. So when someone watches you, your nervous system does not calmly say, "This is fine." It says, "Pay attention, something important might be happening," and then the body starts getting weird. That is why people freeze when they know they're being observed. That is why normal behavior turns into self-conscious behavior. That is why small tasks suddenly feel much harder when another person is standing nearby. The brain is not confused, it's over-prepared. It's trying to manage social danger in real time, even when the danger is just a pair of eyes and a quiet room. So why do humans hate being watched? Because being watched once meant something serious. Because social judgment used to affect survival. Because the brain still treats observation like a signal worth reacting to. And because the same system that helps us fit into groups also makes us painfully aware of ourselves when someone else is looking. The uncomfortable truth is that we're never just acting. We're acting while being aware that we might be seen acting. That's the part that makes humans so strange and so easy to embarrass. We're social creatures first, performers second, and nervous wrecks somewhere in the middle.